I want to talk about something that I know some of you are going to be like, okay, Katrina is going full woo woo on us. But guess what? And this is what to expect. And if you are lucky, I may just talk about aliens in my next one. But this is just how I am going to flow. I'm going to share my knowledge with you on the things that I'm passionate about that have worked for me and my clients, and some strategy and some woo woo mindset shifts that you need to have to bring your dream life into reality. But what I want to share with you is something I have used in my own business and something that I have watched work for so many people that I have coached. And this is what I'm going to teach you in this episode. And it's not just a feeling good technique to shift your mindset. It is a way of thinking that literally changes how fast you move towards your goals. So we're going to be talking about what I call the time collapse method and how to stop waiting for your next level in your business and start living from it right now. And by the end of this episode, I am going to give you something that you can actually do tonight that is going to help you shift the way you relate to your goals completely. So stick around because I promise that you are going to want to learn this method. So when you are thinking about your business goals right now, basically like the revenue you want to hit this year, maybe the brand you want to build, the clients you want to attract, where exactly do those goals live in your mind? So for most of us, they are going to be living in the future. So the someday, I hope it will come true, or when I eventually get there mindset, or once I hit that number, when my audience is big enough. So the goals that you have are things you are working towards. They are ahead of you in the future. But here is the problem with that. And this is the thing I really want you to sit with. When you keep your goals in that future mindset, you keep yourself in the energy of, I don't have them yet. And your brain, your subconscious mind, or your nervous system, they all create from where you are now, not from where you want to be. So if you are only operating from the energy of not there yet, basically I'm waiting, hoping, working towards them, you are basically reinforcing the gap between you and what you want every single day. And that is a problem because you are basically putting out that energy and just attracting more lack. Now, here is how it shows up in your business. So you are waiting until you hit a certain follower count before you start showing up fully, or you are waiting until you feel more confident before you raise your prices. And waiting is going to keep you in a waiting mindset. And I know this because I also did this for years. I had these massive goals and I was working so hard towards them, but I was always operating from the version of me that did not have them yet. The version who was still building everything that I wanted, but was not quite ready to receive it. And that version kept recreating herself over and over again because that is where I was living mentally. So how can we get you out of that loop that you're stuck in and for you to stop creating from the energy of not there yet and start creating from the energy of I already have it and I am living my dream life? And that is what I call the time collapse method. And this is what this is all about. So this method is quite simple, but it is also kind of mind-bending. So I want you to remember a memory that happened in the past. Really think about it. How does that memory make you feel? Not anxious. It just kind of feels real, like already happened. It's done. It's over with. It feels more so like a fact now. And you're not sitting there wondering if it really happened. You already know it happens. And that is how you remember it. Now think about the goals you're working towards. You probably think about them as things that might happen, some hopeful, some maybe the energy of uncertainty is around them. So if you use the time collapse method, it should flip the uncertain feelings completely. So instead of imagining your goals in the future and hoping that they happen, you are going to mentally teleport to a moment after they have already happened. And from that place, you remember them as the past. So like you are thinking back to something that already happened, because here is the thing, your brain does not actually know the difference between a real memory and a vividly created one. When you create the memory of something as though it already happened, your nervous system, your subconscious mind, and your whole way of moving through the world is going to start to shift to match the reality that you are thinking about. And when your internal mental state shifts, your actions and how you show up start to shift as well, because you start operating from a completely different set of assumptions about what is actually possible for you and what is already true for you. Now, let me also make this very clear. This is not a way to bypass the work. It also needs to be done. While doing this, you still need to go out there and build towards your goals and put in the work. But if you do all of that from a fundamentally different internal position, from already knowing it is done rather than desperately hoping it will be, and putting that energy out there, and that mindset shift will change everything about how you move and how fast things happen in your life. Okay, so let me walk you through exactly how to do this. And I want you to actually try this tonight and do it as often until you feel like it is ingrained in your mind. I want you to pause this episode and write this down, exactly what you need to do, and actually do it, because you cannot understand this with your head if you have not actually experienced it. So the first thing I want you to do is to pick one specific goal to focus on. Pick the one thing that feels most alive for you right now. Maybe it is a specific revenue goal. Maybe it's launching something new. Maybe it's buying a new home. Pick the one that feels most charged that you are focused on right now. Now, I want you to close your eyes and mentally jump forward in time, not to the moment it happens, to a moment after it has already been your reality for a while. Let's say it is 3 months or 6 months, even a year, wherever feels right for you. And the key is I want it to feel like it's settled, like it is your normal reality right now. It's part of your daily habit. You're not imagining receiving it. You are literally standing in the version of your life where it has already been yours for long enough that you have stopped being surprised by it. You're not even thinking about it. It's so far gone. Now, from that future position, I want you to look back and remember how it all happened. So remember the day things clicked. Remember the moment you actually hit that number, or you signed that high ticket client, or launched that item you've been dying to launch. And then remember how you told someone close to you and what you said to them. Remember exactly how that moment felt to you, not like the explosion of excitement, but the actual deep emotional feeling of, my God, I knew this was coming and it happened. Create that memory as specifically as you can. What were you doing when it happened? What did you think? What were you wearing? What did you do to celebrate? What changed in your day-to-day life? The more specific the memory, the more real it's going to feel for you. And the more real it feels, the more your nervous system is going to respond to it as a fact. Now, this is the most important part. The feeling you are going to feel for it is not going to be excitement. It's not going to feel like relief because you finally did it. Not even joy necessarily. It's going to feel as though you are going for it in this calm, settled knowing of something that already happened for you. Like when you remember a great day from a few months ago. There is basically no urgency to it, no anxiety, no doubt whatsoever. It is just a fact of your experience. So that is the feeling. It's going to be calm, certainty, like it was already done. So that feeling is what is going to signal to your subconscious that this is your actual reality. And when your subconscious accepts something as reality, it starts working from that assumption in every single thing that you do. And it starts attracting things in your life that bring you towards that goal way faster because your reality is already set in stone. So if you do this every night before you go to sleep and you lay down, close your eyes, and basically teleport yourself to the future and look back and remember the memory that you just created, basically the last feeling you have before you drift off, be the feeling of whether it's already done and you are currently living it, your subconscious is most receptive right before you go to sleep. So you are going to be literally reprogramming it with the assumption that this is your reality. So give this 3 weeks of consistent practice because you might struggle to get those exact feelings at first, and you'll need to train yourself and get rid of the self-doubt that we all have ingrained in our brain and retrain yourself from the default mental position from not there yet to basically it's already done. And notice what shifts in you, not just the internal, but the external. So what decisions you start making differently every day, what you start saying yes to that you would have hesitated on before, what what opportunities you suddenly notice that were probably always there that you never noticed before, because the version of you who has already hit that goal does not do things the way the version of you who is hoping to hit it does. And the fastest way to close that gap between the two versions that you're fighting between is to start living from the one who already has it. And this is the work that is going to change everything for you, because how you think about what is possible directly is going to determine what you go after, and how hard you push yourself, what you basically say yes to, and how you show up every single day. And your next level is not going to be waiting for you in the future. It is waiting for you to already decide that it has happened. So I want you to really try this out tonight, and I hope it shifts something for you. And then make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any episodes. And I will see you in the next episode of The Unfiltered Founder.